Our good friend Jeff Judkins, head basketball coach for BYU women's basketball. Jammin with Juddy on BYU Sports Nation every Tuesday. He has 2 Player of the Year candidates in the West Coast Conference, Lexi Eaton and Morgan Bailey. Yeah. How do you deal with not pitting them against each other? I mean, like, that's kind of an interesting dynamic to have on your team, and the men's team has it as well with Tyler Haws and Kyle Collinsworth.
Well, I really think most good teams have 2 great players. I mean, we've always believed that you need to have three players that can create or score on your team to be good. And most teams in the league that I've seen, both the men and the women, at least have 2, maybe a couple teams. I would say in the boys' side, Gonzaga has more than 2.
Yeah.
They have 3 for sure, maybe even
Karnowski's
4.
probably the third.
And the women's side, Gonzaga has three women that are very good scorers, and I think that gives them an edge because you can't take everything away. And I think where we've been blessed and lucky is that we have inside presence with one of them, and then we have outside presence with the other. In BYU situation, men, it's a little bit different because both of them are perimeter players, and so it's not. I'm not saying it's easier to defend that, but it's a little bit. You can do some things that sometimes can really shut them down. That's where Gonzaga men are a little bit harder. They've got inside threat and they've got outside threat. And then probably the player you're talking about, the kid that transferred from Kentucky, is really both. And so now they got 3. They got a kid that can do both. And then that's kind of what I had with Riley. Kristen Riley was a little bit like that. So I don't know who I'd give it to on my team. It would be very difficult. I would probably look and see who's the most consistent, like in the conference of games and minutes and all that, and probably make my decision through that. And if I probably had to do it, I think Morgan's been the most consistent player in our league. So that's probably, but it's dang close. It really is.
And that, as much as you want to say, like, that's not that important, it actually is. It's something that carries some distinction in the conference and that you probably aspire to as a team is, all right, let's win the league. Let's also have the best player in the league, right?
Well, part of it, you got to win the league to have the best player. To me, it would be an absolute joke if the 8th place team leading scorer gets MVP of the league.
So how low could the 3rd place?
To me, it's 1 through 3, 1 through maybe 1 through 4, depending on how. I would say in the men's side 1 through 3, and our side probably 1 through 4. I mean, all 4 of those teams have had great seasons, and that. But this is how you value it, in my opinion. You look at it and say, who would you take? If you had a draft right now, what player would you take for next year, and do it? And I know that sounds crazy, but
it is a little different. It's not necessarily the best player.
You know, it's not. It's the player that you would want. Like right now, if you were starting an NBA franchise, who would you take? And I would say majority of the people would take either Kevin Durant
or
LeBron James or
Steph Curry. Now.
Correct. Those 3 are the names that are coming up.
Jimmer Fredette.
You know?
Stop it.
So I don't know. If it came down to 2 BYU players, it probably should be Ko. I mean, those 2 have had great seasons, and when the kid from Kentucky, I don't know his name. He's going to win. He's going to win newcomer. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what he's going to win.
Faux show.
Okay, he's going to win that, and the guy that's going to get out of it is Waldo's one that's going to miss. What a great year, 20-10. He's put up numbers what Morgan has.
Yeah, that's Morgan Bailey numbers.
Yeah, that's Morgan Bailey numbers. So, but boy, I mean, what Tyler's done is he's kind of like, the good old employee that works hard every day and does the job and never complains and just keeps doing it. I mean, he's done that his whole career, and that's what's impressing. He's a leading scorer in West Coast Conference. He's going to break BYU's records, which, I mean, Danny Ainge and Jimmer Fredette are not slouches. Michael Smith played in the league. I mean, it's not like he passed not good players. And I know the 3-point and all this and that, but the bottom line is 20 every single night.
No matter what you do in game plan against him.
Yeah, it's impressive.
He's going to get his 20.
Yeah, and it's that's why I said a long time. I said it 2 or 3 weeks ago on the show. They're going to miss that guy because of what he did. Now, Dave has done a great job of whatever his system and how he molds these players. He's done it with Jimmer. Now he's done it with Tyler, and I guarantee you there'll be somebody else out there that he'll come in with confidence, and Dave will give that to him, and he'll explode the same way. He has a way of really doing that. And he even had Lee Kennard was another guy who I thought just played so well. So you got to give BYU's coaching staff a lot of credit for that.
Maybe it's Nick Emery in the future. Who knows?
Who knows? It might be. It might be Tyler Jr. I mean, his brother.
TJ?
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows who's going to be? But Dave has done a great job. His staff has done a great job with that. And I hope that I can get my team. Like I've had Lexi, and I've had Mindy Bottom, and I've had Aaron Thorne. So I've had a few come that way too. And as a coach, you really need something like that.
Jeff Judkins with us on BYU Sports Nation, Jammin with Juddy. This was a big week for the BYU basketball program overall. If you look back to last Tuesday when the Marriott Center renovations and the YMCA, Marriott Center Annex, was announced. Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I heard you guys saying that. That's fine. I'll support you.
At Kev Farns, nice work.
Yeah, how hard was that for you to kind of just sit? You knew it was coming. How hard was that for you to keep a secret and not use it as like a recruiting tool and all that stuff?
It's been really hard because we have talked about it and wanted this to happen as soon as possible. And so when it finally got the approval and got everything done, I mean, so many people worked so hard to get this done. It's amazing of the support, and we got to thank all the fans of BYU and the donors and all the people that are willing to take a risk, donate the money in advance and do all these things to make this thing happen. And, Dave was more behind it than me. I wish I could have been a little more involved. I tried a little bit, but the administration with Tom and Brian, I mean, they just did an outstanding job of getting this put together. And as you well know, I mean, you saw pictures of it. It's going to be first class, which I think BYU always does that. When they do something, they do it right. And so we're excited. It's going to be great. It's going to be a great tool for us recruiting. It's going to be great when we have Christmas around the world and homecoming, and that Marriott Center is used for everything. We have devotionals every Tuesday. We can't get in the court till 1 o'clock. The maintenance guys at Marriott do an awesome job in getting us out there by 1 o'clock. Now they don't probably have to kill themselves. We can go to the practice facility and start practice and then come over. I'm just excited. It's just going to make our program a lot better.
You weren't anxious to stay in the Marriott Center basement with your office with no windows?
I don't. My office,
you guys are buried in there, man.
Yeah, my office is now at the Smith Fieldhouse, and
That's right. You're not even in the Marriott Center.
You know the hardest place to park at BYU?
The Fieldhouse.
Smith Fieldhouse. I mean, you get down to practice and try to go down to your office to do a few emails and maybe tie up some things. You can't find a parking
place. I've parked in your spot because I'm going to play pickup in the RB. I'm sorry, I got to get in. It's
everybody
noon.
else does, but it's so that part's gonna be awesome for us too. And when you have recruits come in, they come to your office and you got to walk up the Marriott and show them. Now it's going to be the whole package, which is going to make it so much nicer.
Awesome.
You had an interesting week on the road. So we've started with the good news. Yeah, Marriott Center upgrades. And then you go on the road and you're in position to win two big games. At St. Mary's, you give up a 6-point lead late in regulation, losing overtime, and then another close game at Pacific. What do you say to your team when you're in position and you feel like you should have won those games, but you don't?
It's really hard, Spencer. I mean, we should have won both, and we had a chance to win both. And we didn't make plays down at the end that we had to make. And when you play on the road and you play two great opponents, you know it's going to come down to 3 or 4 plays, and we didn't make them. And we at St. Mary's we had an 8-point lead with 3 minutes to go, and they throw the ball in the corner, and one of my players hustles and puts up a hand, and this league is the flop league of the world, and the girl fell down, and it's a 4-point play, so now it cuts it to 4, and then we don't score for 3 minutes, and we had good looks. I mean, Morgan had a layup, and she scores all the time, and Lexi had some good looks, and we don't finish it. And then defensively, we have one of the biggest breakdowns of the game. We're up 2 with 30 seconds, and the girl drives, and we tack it, and we don't V-back, we don't cover, and layup. And then we get a good look. Morgan gets a wide open shot in regulation to win it, and she just barely missed it. And then overtime, we missed 2 front ends and 1-on-1s, and that's, and then we foul them. They make 7 of their 12 points in overtime from the foul line because we're out of position. And then Pacific, we played really well. We just got down 14 and we fought back, and 4 times we had the lead down to 4. And if we make a stop, we don't. They hit a 3-pointer, but they're up 7. And then we missed some easy shots to get close, and then defensively again breakdown. And that's what I've got to show to my team. I got to show them today. Look, here's 3 or 4 breakdowns defensively in both games that we can't do. That if we want to win these close games, and we got a tough game against San Diego, and don't tell me the schedule doesn't make a difference. That you play everybody twice. We got a pretty bad deal with playing 2 games on the road, then playing the top 3 teams on the road back to back. Now you tell me how fair that is.
That's rough.
It's hard, but that's part of conference, and that's why conference champ is, to me, is so hard. To win the tournament, you go in there and you play good for a week, but the conference champ it goes through the whole season. But we just got to take the positive outlook on this and say we could have won these games, and let's do a better job, and we'll do it. And I know my team will be ready to go.
Teams 2 through 5 in the WCC in women's basketball all bunched up, separated by 1 game.
Yeah.
And now you're in a tie for third, half a game out of second, with San Diego, who you face on Saturday. Then you do the Northwest trip with Portland, who's 2-12 in conference. Then Gonzaga, the leader. Sorry, the Northwest trip, they come here.
Yeah.
Both on BYUtv. You have some huge games coming up, especially Saturday against San Diego.
Yeah, this game is for us to get it second, or we can't come in first now, but to come in second, we have to win this game, and we have to take care of business and beat them. And we've played pretty well in San Diego. Last year we lost. We had 27 turnovers, so that's something we'll emphasize and work on that. But if we can get them, then we got, of course, 2 home games, and it'll be tough. Portland will come in ready to go, and of course Gonzaga. This is a big game to them. It's like it will be when BYU goes into plays in there. That's the rivalry. If you said what is the rivalry for us in this conference, it's Gonzaga.
We had that last week with the men.
Yeah, it's Gonzaga. That's what it is to us. I mean, they're the team that you get the most ready for and so forth. So. Yeah, this is big. I wish it was different. I wish we were playing the bottom teams this weekend, but we'll see what my team's made of. I know we've had a great season so far, and we just got to just jump a little farther.
BYU at San Diego on Saturday. The Cougars 64 in the RPI, 19-7 overall, hoping to get that formula to make an NCAA tournament again. We'll end with this, Coach. The NBA All-Star Weekend. We were talking about this as we walked into the studio. The dunk contest was great. I know you haven't seen the dunks yet. We
need to show you the dunks.
Go and we'll show them to you during the break. Yes, but you did say that you watched the game. Are you a fan of what the NBA All-Star Game has become over the years?
No, I'm really not. Because I just think just running around and not guarding anybody and let them drive in and dunk it and go 163 points doesn't. That's
my game.
That's not what I want. That's church ball. I mean, I don't want to play that. I'm not saying go out there and play hard. Okay, then go mess around for a half, and then the second half come out and play to win. And as you well know, baseball got tired of it, and what they did is said, hey, the team that wins is going to get the home court advantage.
Which is lame.
But at least it makes something
it's
like
competitive.
Maybe what they ought to say, I don't know, is something's got to be where it means something, And maybe a lot of these guys wouldn't want to.
What matters to these guys?
Yeah, that's
Money.
what it is. That's what it is. The hard part about it, and this is my opinion, is Larry Bird and Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan were really competitive. And I think, and if you watch some of the All-Star games, they kind of messed around for a while, but there was moments in those games.
Oh, it was business in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was business. It was, and that's what I wanted. I mean, what I wanted is, hey, go ahead and do the dunks, and then fourth quarter, go for it. Go, just go to do it. But it's becoming an entertainment thing, and
it's a TV show.
It is. And there's some. I mean, they showed some of these All-Stars showed really how good they are. I mean, hitting three. People don't realize how hard it is to hit 3-pointers. I mean, to be able to do that and then be able to. I mean, some of the passes they make are just like you go, oh, holy cow. But
notably Steph Curry.
Yeah, he's right now. If I had to go pay for a ticket, and he's the one I'd do right now. He's just so fun to watch. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if he's going to take a half-court shot. You don't know if he's going to go behind his back and make a great pass. He is a fun player to watch.
Coach, always great to talk to you. Good luck against San Diego. Congratulations on the Marriott Center announcements, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks for having me on, and I enjoy this every week. Thank you. Jammin' with Juddy.
Jammin' with Juddy.